Namaste everyone, and welcome to our study of Vishnu Sahastranam. We will continue that with Shloka number 62. 62nd verse of Vishnu Sahastranam reads, Tri Sama Samagha Sama, Tri Sama Samagha Sama, Nirvanam Vesajam Vishak, Nirvanam Vesajam Vishak, Sannyaskrut Sama Santo, Sannyaskrut Sama Santo, Nistha Santi Parayan. So there are 12 names in this very important verse. We will go one by one as always. And the first is Tri Sama. Tri Sama, as the name indicates, Tri means three, Sama is Samveda. So Tri Sama, that is one of the names of Lord Vishnu, because it is a Lord who is being saluted, who is being adorned with the Samveda mantras. And there are three of them, and they are called Devvratas. They are called Devvratas. So the Lord who is Samveda himself, who is a Veda himself, is saluted with these three verses of Samveda. That's why it's called Tri Sama. Of all the Vedas, there are 4 Vedas, as we all know. The Samveda is the most melodious of the Vedas and most beloved of Lord. The Lord is very devoted and he likes Samveda very much. So that's why he tells Arjuna in Vibhuti Yoga. So Lord tells Arjuna, Vedanam Samvedu Vasmi. Of all the Vedas, because in Vibhuti Yoga, the Lord picks the best in the category. So the Lord says, Vedanam Samvedu Vasmi. Devanam Asmi Vasa. Indriyanam Manaschasmi. Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. So he picks up the best in each category. So of all 4 Vedas is Samveda. The Devanam Asmi Vasava. Of all deities, I am a Vasava. I'm Krishna. The Devanam Vasava. Indriyanam Manaschasmi. Of all the senses, Lord says, I am your mind, I am your mana. Because mana is considered as one of the senses, so it is the 6th sense besides the 5 senses that we know. Because everything is processed in the mind. So mind is the powerhouse, and mind is the hub where everything is processed. You can control any senses with effort, but the mind is the most difficult and most subtle of them. That's why God says that. The Indriyanam Manaschasmi and Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. And of all beings, I am their consciousness or life element. So Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. He didn't say that I'm the power in the lion or I'm the beauty in a peacock. He says Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Of all beings, I am their life element. So Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. So because of this reason that Lord is called Tri Sama. Some Vedas, this is so melodious, and whoever listens to it, even if you don't know the meaning of it, it has a power to bring peace and bliss in the listen. So that way, Vedas are very divine things, as we all know. So next name is Samagaha. Samagaha means the one who chants Samveda. The Sama Gayati iti Samagaha. So the one who chants, or one who sings. And you have to be loaded with the sattva in you and equanimity of mind to be able to chant and enjoy Vedas. So Samaveda, so Samagaha means the one who chants the Samaveda is called Samagaha. It is said in one of the Vedas that Lord's vehicle, we all know the Garuda or eagle is the Lord's vehicle, and when that Garud, when flies in the sky and moves its wings, the Sam Veda is produced through that, and Lord enjoys his ride. And though it sounds too much, but in the time of artificial intelligence, nothing is too much. If I can talk to my brother in 1 second on iPhone, which was impossible to even imagine 30, 40 years ago, is possible now. So that is it. And especially in the realm of God and divine, everything is possible. So there is some, in short, Sam Veda is very, very dear, and God enjoys that. So there is Samgaha. So second name is Samgaha. Then the third name is Sama. So three Sama, Samgaha, Sama. Sama is a short form of Samaveda. Sama. It is representative of Lord himself. Samaveda. God is called Sama Swarupa. Means whether you call Samaveda or Lord Krishna, or it is the same thing. It's like you can say the Gita represents God. So like that. So that is the Sam Swarup. That is called Sam Swarup. Fourth name is Nirvana. Very important. Nirvana. The word is derived from two words. It's Nwa. If this is NVA, that is means to demolish or to delete or to remove. And prefix ni is also a negation. So ni and Nwa combined becomes Nirvana. Nirvana, a condition or status where there is deletion of all desires. So all desires, all attachments, and when both are removed, all sorrows. So a condition or a status devoid of desires, devoid of attachment, and devoid of sorrows or miseries, that is called nirvana. And this is very fundamental understanding in Buddhism as well as in Hinduism. In both, the Lord Buddha gave tremendous importance to nirvana, and Vedas, of course, we all give importance to nirvana, and that is called a status which is called moksha in Hinduism. So nirvana or moksha is a condition where there is no desire, no attachment, and no sorrows. That is called nirvana. Very, very high status. So that only happens with the grace of God. The devotee only prepares his interior or his antakara. And God, with his grace, lights up the lamp of wisdom or brings the nirvana to the individual. So you need a grace of God to be in a state of bliss or nirvana. But the antakaran is, or inner equipment purification, is the job of a seeker. Now, what is antakaran? Antakaran is made up of four things, as we all know. That is mind, intellect, and what we call chitta or subconscious mind, and our ahankar. These four things make antakaran. And the purification of these all four means mind is removed of all its negative things, dirts. Intellect is purified. Chitta is detached from all the worldly attachments or any attachments. And the deletion, most important is the deletion of ahankara. Ahankara means I-ness and mindness. So when that is done, you qualify for nirvana. And God bestows that nirvana on the devotees. So that is the meaning of the word nirvana. So that is the final destination everybody knows that. Because unless the interior is purified, it is not possible. And we all are here on this planet, and this birth is because of our attachment to the gunas. So very nicely it is explained in 13th chapter. And it says, Purusha prakriti stho hi bhunkate prakritirjan guna karanam guna sango asya sad asad yoni janmasu. 13th chapter, 13th chapter, 21st verse, which says, Purusha is individual soul. Purusha prakriti stho hi, taking the ashray or stand in prakriti, or depending upon prakriti. So Purusha prakriti stho hi bhunkate prakritirjan guna, enjoys the different gunas built in the prakriti, sattva, rajas, tama. And body is also is made up of prakriti, sattva, rajas, tama. So Purusha prakriti stho hi bhunkate prakritirjan gunan. Then what happens? Karanam guna sango asya sad asad yoni janmasu. But because of the attachment to these gunas, attachment to the mind, attachment to the intellect, attachment to the relatives, attachment to possession. So attachment, Purusha prakriti sohi bhunkate prakriti janmuna karanam gun sango asya sad asad yoni janmasu. Because of that attachment, we have a load of suffering or enjoying the fruits of all the activities of the past or of multiple births. So that is the reason that that we exist on this planet. So very important to understand. We have done this before. Next name is Veshajam. Veshajam and Vishaka. Veshajam means medicine. Veshajam means medicine. And Vishaka means the dispenser of medicine, God. So for now God tells us how to get the state of nirvana. First nirvana we understood. Now we understand what is the path. So we have to take the medication, and the dispenser is Lord. And the suffering that we all suffer is a very chronic disease called Bhava Rog. Bhava Rog. So that is Bhava means to be, and this Rog means disease. We all want to be something. That is our problem or disease. Bhava Rog. The reason is that we are all part of Almighty God, which is nothing else but total bliss and peace. But we are a detached particle, and so that's why we are hankering for completeness, and we associated with our body identification, which made an entity called ego, and we presume that we are incomplete. We need to do something to become complete, and to need to become complete or want to become complete is a bhava, is it to be, and that continues from childhood till the end, unless one is on a spiritual path, understands this, makes positive efforts to recognize this, and draws his attention, which is going outwards towards the world, to going inwards towards God, and then all the purification of Antakarana happens, and the grace of God happens, and then you are cured, or you come out of this Bhava Roga. Otherwise, the continuity of birth and death cycle goes endlessly for eternity. So that is that medication. What is the medication? Medication, God says, is Bhakti, or a divine remembrance and divine understanding of God, that is the medication, that is a bhakti. Means converting your 5% of free will. We have 5% free will, 95% we are under the control of Prakriti. Prakriti is under control of God. It's under control of God. Only 5% we have a free will. And that 5% of free will, when it is directed knowingly, free will means knowingly. I decide to go to Atlantic City. There's knowingly, but I want to enjoy enjoy great meals and great enchantment for the senses. That is my free will. So free will is a very, very conscious decision. Desires is nothing else but a conscious decision made from our free will. When that free will makes a decision to understand Almighty or understand self, that is called bhakti. And when that effort is relentless and continuous, it is called ananya bhakti. And when it is without asking anything, it is called niskam bhakti. So niskam bhakti, ananya bhakti are the two higher grades of bhakti. And bhakti is the medication. So that bhakti will bring, or you become eligible for grace of God, and that gives you nirvana or bliss of God. So Veshajam means medicine, Veshaka means a doctor. The Lord is our primary physician from birth to death. So that is a God is. So that's why in Yajurveda, God is called a divine doctor. So that is what God is called in Yajurveda. So he is our doctor, which cures us of bhava roga, or from feeling of being incomplete to being complete. That's why we say Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. That verse we chant because we are from that complete. It's complete, and because we are detached, we want to be complete. That's why, but we try to make efforts by getting more intellect, by more education, by more money. No, that real understanding comes from more spiritual knowledge, and that makes it complete. So that is a Veshajam Vishaka. So the God is our doctor, Divya Vishaka. His name is Prathmo Divya Vishaka. In Yajurveda, God is called Prathmo Divya, divine, first divine doctor. Prathmo Divya Vishaka. Vishaka means doctor. The next name is Sanyaskrut. Sanyaskrut. That means one which takes you towards sannyas, or which gets you total liberation. What sannyasa means is derived from two words: sama, nyasa. Nyasa means sublimation. Sama means complete sublimation of all our desires and attachments and other the things that we got entangled. Coming out of that is called sannyasa. Samnyasa. That is a very that is a recommended for all human beings in Sanatana. The four varna, that is four ashramas: brahmacharya ashram, grihastha ashram, vanprastha, and sannyasa. So God says, you pass through all these things, perform all your duties, then recognize the truth, and then I will assist you in getting a sannyasa, means freedom from these worldly things and attachments, and you will merge with God. So that is called sannyasa. So there are two paths, as we know. So that is sannyasa and karma. Sannyasa yoga, karma yoga, and bhakti yoga. There are three paths, essentially. But out of these, God says karma yoga is the easiest. And karma yoga you can only do when you have bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. That is very easy. Only thing you have to convert your free will towards God. Free will towards God is called bhakti. So bhakti will initiate karma, because bhakti will, once you are devoted to something, you will work for that goal. So you work for God. That is called karma yoga. Karma yoga is not possible without bhakti yoga. So bhakti yoga is not possible without Gnana yoga. So they are all interconnected. You know that God is Almighty. He is the ultimate ruler. He is the ultimate creator. He is everything. That knowledge which comes from Guru as well as scriptures. So that knowledge will create bhakti in you. That okay, that entity or that God, or we call God, or the divine being is so important. We develop love. When you develop love for that, and then you will work for God. So this is how the karma yoga is easier to do, and karma yoga so both of these they take to the ultimate liberation. So that what else in Bhagavad Gita? Sannyasa karma yogascha niha sri sakaravugo tayo vastu karma sannyasa karma yogo viseshyate. When the Arjuna was getting confused, God, you tell me in the second chapter, you are telling that knowledge is very important. Now in third chapter, you are telling me karma is very important. Tell me precisely which one is good. That time God says, Sannyasa karma yogascha niha sri sakaravugo. Both are good. Sukaravu. Tayo vastu, we are out of these two. Tayo vastu karma sannyasat karma yogo viseshyate. So karma yoga is easier to do and is better for you to follow. So when Arjuna pressed Lord, he says, okay. Then he says, understand Arjuna, yata sankhe prapyate sanam tata yoger api gamyate ekam sankham cha yogam cha yapasyati sapasyati. Arjuna, yata sankhe prapyate sanam. By knowledge where you can reach that destination. Yata sankhe prapyate sthanam tata yogerapi gamyate. By karma yoga you will reach the same destination. Ekam sankhyam cha yogam cha yapasyati sapasyati. One who understands sankhya and karma both are same. Different paths, destination is the same. So that's how God explains about sannyasa. And God as well, our gurus, they advise not to go for sannyasa unless you are prepared for it, because it's very difficult. Because sannyasa means nothing else, only God, and you are giving up the world, worldly attraction, worldly attachment, worldly all these things which are very powerful in its attraction. So that's why it is difficult. So especially Vallabhacharyaji advised that unless you have a grace of God and grace of Guru, and you are prepared, don't go for sannyasa, otherwise your fall is very likely to happen. So, because controlling the senses, which is very difficult, and controlling mind is even more difficult, because senses are very powerful and very, very naughty, pramati. That's what Arjuna says. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavata dradam. Arjuna tells this. When Lord says, and then about Dhyana Yoga, he says that's very difficult, Lord. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Lord Krishna, mind is very chanchal. Chanchal is defined very nicely in the scripture. Says chanchal means which goes from one place to other and which keeps jumping at the same place. Jumping at the same place is not quiet, and going from place to place, that's called chanchal. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Pramathi. Pramathi means very naughty. Pramathi. Not only that it is naughty, it is very strong. Balvat, dradam, and very obstinate. It's not going to be quietened easily. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balvat dradam. Tasya nigra aham mane vayoriva suduskra. God catching that is like trying to catch wind or control wind, which is impossible. And God readily agrees. He says, yes. Asansayam mahabhav. Lord immediately tells him, yeah, without doubt, Arjuna. Asansayam mahabhahu manodu nigraham chalam. Abhyasena tu konte viragena chakuyat. But Arjuna, with abhyas means practice, abhyasena tu konte means Arjuna. Viragyen, by dispassion, viragyen chakuyate. But these two things, what are the two things? That by practice, abhyasen tu konte viragyen means dispassion, viragyen. So Arjuna said this mind is very naughty. Lord Krishna warned him in the second chapter. The Indriyani are very pramati. So in second chapter, Lord tells Arjuna, yatato api konte, that is 260, 60 verse in the second chapter. Yatato api konteya purushasya vipaschita indriyani pramathini haranti prasabam mana. God wanted. Before explaining sthit prajna, he told indriyani. Yatato means even if trying so hard. Yatato api konteya purushasya vipaschita. Vipaschita means very learned man. Even for a learned, very intense yogi, it is difficult. Yatato api konteya purushasya vipaschita. Why? Indriyani pramathini. The senses are very naughty. Indriyani pramathini haranti prasambam. Haranti means it will drag your mind wherever it wants. So God said senses are very naughty. Arjuna said that, okay, mind is very naughty, cannot be controlled. God said mind can be controlled by abhyas and viragya. So because of these two equipments which are very naughty and mischievous, sannyasa is not possible unless one is prepared. So God and Vallabhacharya advises against sannyasa unless you are prepared. And Vallabhacharya, one of the great acharyas, said that you just do Niskam Bhakti and continue Niskam Bhakti, you will end up becoming sannyasi. You don't have to change your clothes, you don't have to change your location, you don't have to give up your duties, your household and nothing. Just continue to do Niskam Bhakti, that lands up in being a sannyasi. And the same thing Bhagavan Ramakrishna says, that keep chanting Gita, keep understanding Gita. And he says, if you repeat and the word Gita, 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 and 10 times, it will become Tyagi, 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 Tyagi. Means this profound knowledge which is encompassed in Bhagavad Gita, that thinking, remembering, and trying to meditate and practice, you'll end up becoming nothing else but Tyagi, which is sannyasi. So all masters have said the same thing. Sannyas will. So, but this path, the one which shows, the God shows that, that's why it's called Sannyas Kruta. That is one of his names. The next one is Sama. When you attain that stage, which is a nirvana or devoid of desires, detachment, then there comes a serenity, which is a blissfulness, that's called Sama. Sama equanimity, Sama no disturbances, no hankering, no thirst left. That is called Sama. And once you get Sama, or in that stage, you become Santi, Santa. Santa is tranquil, total tranquility will surround such a devotee or such a seeker. That is a Santa. That is Sama Santa. The next name is Nistha. Very important. Nistha means conviction. Nistha means conviction, your resolve. That when you are doing such a great task or going after such a great goal, a profound nistha is required. Nistha means determination, conviction for ultimate goal. So that is called nistha. So it is very essential. Otherwise, for few days or few months, you are a yogi, or from time to time you are a yogi. When there is a need, you become yogi. What you need to become is tasmat yogir bhava Arjuna, means swabhave yogi, means always yogi, not prasange yogi. The others used to call prasange yogi, means when you are very happy or very much in trouble, so then you become, when you're very happy, then you become very generous and you become a donor and you do some good things. But that was for time being. Your daughter is getting married, you want to do something and you become generous and give gifts to the poor, rich, everybody, and that is related to that circumstances. No. When you are consistently yogi, that is called swabhave yogi. When you need something and you go to the temple 10 times and worship God and beg for everything, so that is prasange yogi. Means you were in difficulty, so that's why time being you became. But God wants it to be swabhave yogi, means ananya bhakti, means at all times. If you do it all times, ananya bhakti, we did it in great detail before. So ananya bhakti means nothing else, only concentration on God out of love and understanding of God. So when it is 24/7, or that consciousness pervades the mind, it is called ananya bhakti. So with ananya bhakti, you get into the state of bliss or nirvana, but for that you need a lot of resolve and determination. That is called nistha. So you need three things: discrimination, devotion, and these two brings dispassion. So discrimination means ability to separate sat and asat, what is temporary and what is permanent, what is atman and anand. The ability to separate these is called discrimination or vivek. Discrimination or vivek brings vairagya. It brings, once you know that this is futile, this is useless, this is lousy thing, so that brings you, discrimination brings you dispassion. We could care less about it. So discrimination, dispassion. And once you have this understanding, you develop profound devotion to the cause. So that is 3D, will give you 3D picture of creation, creator, and the path becomes very, very clear to the seeker. It's called nistha, and that brings santi. So because without santi, you cannot, without a dispassion, you cannot have santi. Asantasya kuta sukham, God says. Then the next name is parayana. Parayana means dependent, taking shelter. That is parayana, means devoted, totally dependent. Sharanagati. So that is with understanding the devotee takes, believes and seeks God only and is totally dependent on God, and that is called the Saranagati, or ultimate step, that you are totally devoted to God and totally devoted to Guru. So Shankaracharya explains that in Bhaj Govindam, so Govindam, how to come out of these disease called Bhav Sagar, or that's why these gurus guides you. So in Bhaj Govindam, towards the end, he says, Guru Charanambuj Nirbhar Bhakta Sansarad Chirad Bhavamukta Sendriya Manas Niyama Devam Drakshasi Nijaradayastham Devam. Very nice. So, Guru Charanam Bhuj Nirbhar Bhakta, dependent on Guru. Guru's teachings, and Guru, what he stands for. Guru stands for scriptures, and he simplifies the scriptures. There's Guru Charanam Bhuj Nirbhar Bhakta. Sansarat achirat bhavamukta. You will become free from the sansara right away. Achirat bhavam. How? Senya indriya manasa devam. Sendriya manas. Sendriya means all indriyas. Manas, sendriya manas, niyama devam. Controlling mind and senses. Sendriya manas niyama devam. Drakshasi nijaradayastham devam. Then you will realize God within your own self. There are conditions, but this is the step the Lord, our greatest Acharya, Shankaracharya ji, tells that. And that's why in Vaj Govindam I included one of the verses where it says that we don't want to keep going through the birth and death cycle, because nobody in the right mind wants it. Again, because the birth is difficult, intrauterine life is a horrible, the life itself is difficult, full of loaded with difficulties. And that's what Lord Buddha said, despite of the best circumstances he was placed. And death is not a picnic also. So all these things are loaded with pain. That's why God says, Dukkhalayam asasvatam. God says, I never told you that it is a bed of roses. So Dukkhalayam asasvatam. It is transient, temporary, and Dukkhalayam. It is a abode of dukkhas, like Himalaya, which is abode of him, or snow. That's the same way this worldly life is loaded with a 10 to 1 ratio of dukkha and sukha. So to come out of this, as God, Acharya advises, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare sayanam. Iha sansare, bahudustare, krupya pare, pahi murare. So that's why, oh God, please save me from these repeated cycles of birth and death, and that's why this worship or Bhaj Govindam. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj means to seek, and Govindam is Lord Krishna. So seek God for, because he is a doctor and he has a medicine, and he can release us from all the dukkhas. You live very blissfully. Not that it is a negative approach to the world, or that is all negatives we see. It is because it is a realistic. It is not a pessimistic view. It is not optimistic view. It is a realistic view. So that it is a realistic thing. And once you know the disease and you know the cure, you follow the step, and then you are blissful when you are in this world. So that's what God explains in the Sankhya Yoga in the 2nd chapter towards the end. So which says, Vihai kaman yesarvan umanacharati nispruha nirmamo nirahankara sasantim digachati. Vihai kaman, vihai means devoid of. Vihai kaman means desire, devoid of desires. Vihai kaman, yes sarvan, all of them. Vihai kaman, yes sarvan. Umana charati nispruha, the man moves around nispruha, without any hankering. Nispruha. Nirmamo means, he doesn't have any arrogance. Nirmamo, nirahankara, he has no mindness or I-ness. Nirmamo, nirhankara, sasantim adhigachati. Such a being gets happiness. Again, vihai kaman, all kamas are vihai kama, yes sarvan. Pumana charati nispruha means without any spruha. Nirmamo, no mindness is gone. Nirmamo. Nirhankara, I-ness is gone. Nirmamo nirhankara sasantim adhigachati. And then what happens? Esa brahmi sthiti partha papyam enam vimoyati sthitva asyam antakale api brahma nirvanam vishyati. Esa brahmi sthiti partha. Then it will take you to a status where there is, it's called brahmi sthiti. Means with the Brahman. So, Esa Brahmi Sthiti Partha. Nirvana. Brahmi Sthiti means Nirvana. Esa Brahmi Sthiti Partha. Prapyam Enam Vimoyati. Then this such a being will never get confused. Sthitva Asyam Antakale Api Brahma Nirvanam Vishyati. Even if you attain this knowledge before dying and before the end of your life, you will Brahma Nirvanam, you will get a Nirvana, Brahma Nirvana. Nirvana, nothingness, nothing, not nothingness, but merging with Brahma. Brahma Nirvana. These are the 12 niyamas with profound meaning. We try to simplify it and go in the details of these. I hope you enjoyed it.